And so I took this riff that I was messing around with because I was listening to a lot of Jimmy and wrote this song called Good Intentions. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And they say the road to heaven is paved with good intentions, but maybe I'm to blame. But I won't stand here waiting for gilded inspiration, a voice to call my name. 'Cause I have drawn a line in the sand, and I have lost all faith in this land. But I can't do this all on my own, and I won't stand here waiting for love to come along. We all long for the grain at our hands, but good intentions bear no fruit. By some blindness we refuse to harvest the land. You know me, I make funny faces when I play guitar, and that's okay. And they say the road to heaven is paved with good intentions, or more that should define us. Some price of my repentance, the sin of our omission, there's more that love requires. Now we have drawn a line in the sand. We have lost all faith in this land, but I can't do this all on my own, and I won't stand here waiting for love to come along. We all long for the grain at our head, but good intentions bear no fruit. By some blindness we refuse to harvest the land. Well, I don't believe a word I've said is true if all I see is narrowed by my view. May faith open up my eyes, may it change this heart in time. 'Cause I still can't do this all on my own, I won't stand here waiting for love to come along. We all long for the grain at our heads, but good intentions bear no fruit. By some blindness we refuse to harvest the land. I repent for trading truth for false unity. I repent for trading peace for idolatry. And they say the road to heaven is paved with good intentions. Maybe I'm to blame. How many folks here are Derek Webb fans? Anybody know the guy named Derek Webb? So that I actually threw a little bit of a Derek Webb. So did you hear that? Did you catch it? All right, good for you. We had a Derek Webb fan in here. Derek Webb is a friend of mine, actually. The very first show I ever got to do, I opened for him, and I got to sit in a room with him for about, 45 minutes before the show, and afterwards my mind went because he's just so full of knowledge. He's just so full of wisdom and character, and he was one of those guys that just really influenced me to think harder about my lyrics whenever it comes to speaking the gospel and speaking it in truth to people. Because sometimes it's ugly. The gospel can be just real flat out ugly to your sinful soul. Because you'll just sit there all day long thinking that you're great and you're happy, and then all of a sudden the truth of Christ hits you and you go, ooh, bleeding a little right here. If you don't know Derek, Derek was actually part of a famous band called Caedmon's Call. Anybody remember Caedmon's Call? There you go. Look him up. He was one of their founding members. So I, after I did that show, went out on the road for a while. I went everywhere, man. I was between California and South Carolina and every place in between. But one of my favorite places in the world, and this is just because I'm a Southern boy, is the South. There's nothing like the South. There's nothing like the sweetness of it, the culture of it, the people of it. I love going to a place and having a chicken fried steak and a woman call me baby doll. There's nothing better than that, you know? And then you want more sugar? Yes, ma'am, I do. And she's not offended that I call her ma'am either. That's the best thing. And so I went, me and my band, we went on the road, and we were headed east, going to South Carolina. And one of the things we were going to do is we were going to stop and do two things. We're going to have barbecue in every single state, and we were going to drink sweet tea every time that we did. And, man, we did. And we were diabetic by the time we came home. But it was awesome, totally worth it. But on that trip, I decided to go ahead and just write down everything that I saw. And the beauty of the South. I mean, I'm talking the old plantations. I'm talking the moss trees that would hang to the ground. I'm talking like driving across by the Gulf and just seeing the rain fall on the water and go, God's creation is good. And it's down here in the South. It's so good. It's beautiful. And so I started jotting all these little things down that I'd see on this little trip. And I came back home and I wrote this. I was on I-10 coming back from Mobile, Alabama. And I crossed over the bridge going over the Mississippi. And the first line that came into the first thing that came into my head was, sweet tea in the Mississippi Delta, let me know that I'm home. And that's the first line of this song. It's called Sweet Tea. Sweet tea in the Mississippi Delta, they let me know that I'm home. I'm chasing down the sun on 65, but I'm never quite alone. 'Cause the potter said, in Mount Zion Church reached out to me. It was down on the bayou, they baptized me, and now my eyes see clearly that I'm coming home. I could feel it in the wind. I'm coming home to feel the rain dance upon my skin. It's like a freedom felt within. I'm coming home again. Carolina called my name, while stars fell on Birmingham skies, and Georgia whispered gently through the pines, tones of a simpler place and time. But the potter's hate and Mount Zion Church reached out to me. It was down on the bayou, they baptized me, and now my eyes see clear. Coming home, I can feel it in the wind. Coming home, yeah, to feel the rain dance upon my skin. It's like a freedom felt within. I'm coming home. Sweet tea in the Mississippi Delta, let me know that I'm home. Sweet tea in the Mississippi Delta, let me know that I'm home. 'Cause I'm coming home. I'm coming home. The sweet tea in the Mississippi Delta, let me know that I'm home. Thank y'all so much. That's from a record that I did called Beautifully Brokenhearted. And then I got stuff over here. Did you guys be able to check out once I get done? If you want to, come meet me. I'd love to see your faces, take your hands, all that kind of good stuff. This CD that I wrote, the latest CD that I wrote, Beautifully Brokenhearted, came out of a place of just that, just complete sadness and brokenness, and trying to figure out how in the world, God, do you make things better from ashes? How do you make things better from just pieces? And I'm going to tell you a quick story, and it's a personal one. My wife and I could not get pregnant at all. We just couldn't. We tried in years. Passed and couldn't get pregnant. So we were inherited some money, and so from my grandfather, which was a huge blessing. So we went through in vitro fertilization, and my wife got 2 little embryos implanted inside of her. We thought, oh man, we could possibly have twins. And I was excited and completely petrified at the same time. I was like, this is going to be great and terrible at the same time. But they said we put 2 in there just because if one fails, you've got the other one there just to kind of hang on. So like, all right, this will be good. So several weeks roll around. It's excruciating several weeks, and they make you wait. You can't take a pregnancy test at home. They won't let you. You've got to take one to the doctor's office, and they'll call you. So we were waiting for the phone call all day long to find out if my wife was pregnant. Those two little kids hung on. My wife was on her way home, and she hadn't heard anything. And I was waiting by the phone calls. I pick up the phone, and they said, Mr. Davis, we're so sorry that we didn't get to you. It's been a very busy day here at the office. But we wanted to let you know that your pregnancy failed. and you don't have kids. Man, I hit the floor. I hit the floor hard. I was just weeping. And my wife didn't know. She was on her way home from work, and she had no way of knowing. And I wasn't going to call her because she's on the road. I don't want her to be a mess. But she walked in the door, and as soon as, don't do this. As soon as she walked in the door, she saw my face. And she knew. And she just collapsed. But the cool thing is that we collapsed together. We were just this big ball of brokenness on the floor together. Just kind of crying out to God, God, give us some sort of peace in the madness of this. And he let us know that he was there. I can honestly say that this story does have a really beautiful, happy ending. Because I have two beautiful little girls. That's them at Disney World. Their names are Maddie and Sarah. And this song came to me out of that experience. It's a song called Deep Water. And in the midst of the storm, you are trying to walk out on faith, but you always know that there's a chance you might sink. But never take your eyes off the Savior. Don't do it for a second. Even if you look around you and there's lightning and then there's just this madness and chaos and it looks like all hope is lost, your hope is standing in the water. Arm extended in case you go down. Arm extended. But don't be afraid to get on that deep water. So. Pray my voice hangs on for this song, guys, and I really appreciate everybody in this room. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being a blessing to me. I can feel the deep water washing over me to clean my stains. I can feel it reaching farther, rising to my chest to heal my pain. I'm gonna dive in deep, let it baptize me today. Time to let it go, mercy for my soul. Deep, deep water flow. I've been holding on too long, fighting on my own. Deep, deep water flow. I'm praying that the deep, deep water flow is gonna make me whole. I can hear the waves are turning. Stormy days gone by, they've had their place. I can hear the waves are churning, taking out to sea the wrecking waves. I'm gonna dive in deep, let it baptize me here today. Time to let it go, mercy for my soul. Deep, deep water flow. I've been holding on too long, fighting on my own. Deep, deep water flow. I'm praying that the deep, deep water flow is gonna make me whole. It's gonna save my soul. I'm gonna dive in deep, let it baptize me. And when I rise on now, gonna sing this song out loud. Time to let it go, mercy for my soul. Deep, deep water flow. Been holding on too long, fighting on my own. Deep, deep water flow. I'm praying that the deep, deep water flow is gonna save my soul. It's gonna make me whole. Deep water gonna make me whole. Deep water gonna save my soul. Deep water gonna make me whole. Deep water gonna save my soul. Sing this with me. Just sing deep, deep water flow. Deep, deep water flow. Just say that. Deep, deep water flow. Say it again. Deep, deep water flow. Say it again. Deep, deep water flow. Say it again. Deep, deep water flow. Do it again. Say deep. Oh, it's beautiful. Do it again. Deep, deep. One more time. It's gonna save my soul. Deep, deep water flows. Again, take it in, please. Deep, deep. It's gonna make me whole. Deep, deep water. It's gonna make me whole. Deep, deep water. Good job, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you want to know a little bit more about me, you can visit daviddavismusic.com. That's my website, and these are my CDs over here. And again, I'd love to meet you, shake your hand, tell you thanks. And to the artists before me, ladies, stellar, fantastic job. Thank you for blessing me tonight. So, guys, have a great evening.